Do you have sensitive skin? Or maybe you have reactive skin? Let's discuss. So there are a lot of people who will say that their skin is sensitive. So much so that sensitive skin has been categorized as a skin type. According to my Malati Skincare Product Dictionary, it discusses that while 60% of consumers express that their skin is sensitive, on a scientific research scale, about only 20% of the population actually qualify to have sensitive skin, and only 2 to 5% are contributed to cosmetics. Skincare classified as a cosmetic. So what is sensitive skin? Sensitive skin is when the skin experiences unwanted changes such as inflammation, redness, tightness, itching, burning, spots, flaking, scaling, patches, bumps, and so on, and will experience these responses when exposed to cosmetics, pharmaceutical products, or regular toiletries. So I can see why companies have decided to classify sensitive skin as a skin type. After all, if you're experiencing unwanted changes to your skin regularly to products, you're more likely to look for a skincare product that state for sensitive skin, similarly to if you were to be shopping for oily skin or dry skin. And while my dictionary states that sensitive skin is a condition and only a condition, my school textbook, also from Malati's, states that sensitive skin is a condition, but it is also genetically predisposed, which also makes sense because some people just don't respond like others do to products. So it very well can be genetic, but so can things like rosacea or eczema or psoriasis. Those are not skin types. Those are skin conditions. Earlier, I made some videos over what a skin type is, and so I'm going to discuss that a skin type refers only to the amount of oil your skin produces naturally on its own, and how much or how little and where the oil is produced and distributed is what makes a skin type. So if you were to be shown the different skin types and to see the sensitive on the list, one of these things is not like the other. So I did earlier make some videos over each skin type and what products and skincare regimen will help balance out each skin type. I also have a quiz that I'll put in the bottom for you to take to find out what skin type you actually have, since most people are wrong about their skin type. This skin type quiz will help you find that, what your skin type is, and how to properly use a skincare regimen to help balance it out for good, healthy, beautiful skin. So I think it's safe to say that sensitive skin is not actually a skin type, but more of a skin condition. And that actually makes sense. But now the next question is do you have sensitive skin or reactive skin? So let's dive in a little deeper as to what that all is. So sensitive skin is where the skin will experience reactions and unwanted changes as it comes into contact with products and or ingredients, and will always experience the exact same response with the exact same product or ingredient always. Now with reactive skin is where the skin will experience reactions to a product or ingredient, but the reaction will be different every single time, or maybe you'll never react again. It was just that one time that you reacted. So I can see why sensitive skin issues can be a puzzle in and of its own. So what causes sensitive or reactive skin? Sometimes you can just be allergic to the ingredient itself. So a good example of just being allergic to a specific ingredient would be something like salicylic acid. Salicylic acid is used very often in oily skin type products and acne products in particular. And the reason they use that is because it does very well at dissolving oil. Now, some people who experience using salicylic acid is when they go to use it, their skin just burns. And so that is a clear sign that you are allergic to salicylic acid. Salicylic acid should not be burning your skin. So if you're burning when you use it, that actually means that you are allergic to it. So you can say you are actually sensitive to salicylic acid because you will always experience that exact same response every single time you use it. Now, you might actually be sensitive or reactive to a product or ingredient due to your natural microbiome, which is also your flora. This would be something like your immune response, for example. And with all this said, I do believe your skin is acting on an ingredient rather than a product, since products are made of multitude of ingredients, and you're not always going to respond to a serum one way as you would another way to another serum due to maybe a few different ingredients in them. Now, there are actually 3 primary ingredients that tend to set off these sensitive and reactive responses. And these are fragrances, preservatives, and some sunscreens. While I don't know if there is much you can do about your microbiome or immune responses to ingredients, there is, however, another reason why you can be experiencing these unwanted changes to your skin that you can control. One of the most common things are things like burning, like your skin gets red and it might start to kind of tingle and burn or sting a little bit when you use products. And this might be with everything. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are actually reacting or sensitive to a product. It could mean that you have damaged your skin. This is very common. Most people have damaged their skin just due to abuse, because a lot of times we use a lot of scrubs, we use products that aren't made for our skin type or that are not made to be used as a skincare product, such as like dish soap or shampoos, those body washes, these kinds of things we're using on our skin that could just be damaging our skin. That's why it's so important to use the right products for not only your skin, but your skin type. So definitely take a look at that quiz that I put down there, okay? So what happens when your skin is actually damaged? So what happens is your skin creates that oil that protects your skin. It's called the acid mantle. And when we've destroyed that particularly, and maybe we've even damaged it so much that we've scraped off some of the other skin, not in a good exfoliating way, but more like a very damaging way. And that's another reason why I don't like scrubs. They do really damage your skin. But once that acid mantle is gone, or any protection that you have of your skin, when you go to put on a product, whether that's a cleanser, a serum, a mask, anything, any of those things that shouldn't be burning your skin or making your skin very red, primarily like a sting, for example, it's because what happens is that product that you've put on your skin has gone into the skin so fast that it creates the response of a stinging or burning sensation. Sometimes it's usually just for a quick bit, but it could actually linger for a little while before it finally kind of dissipates. And it's very much like when you go to get an injection. So when the doctor or the nurse practitioner goes to give you an injection, a lot of times we might feel that little pinch. That pinch is not actually the needle itself. The needle is quite well designed that they can actually get it through the skin without making you feel it. But what you feel as a pinch or stinging or burning is the product, the ingredients, the medicine going into the skin, or well, going into the bloodstream at such a rapid rate that it creates that stinging, burning sensation. Same thing happens when you use skincare products, that if you put it on your skin and it starts to sting or burn or any of that, a lot of times it's because it's just being absorbed so quickly into the skin that it gives off that burning and stinging, pinching sensation. So it's really important to understand how to use the proper products for your skin type, and you should be using products that are made to use for the skin, primarily facial skin, because your facial skin is different from your body. You can use body products, but you wouldn't want to use those body products on your face, because your face, the skin on your face, is actually much thinner and much more delicate. So we really got to pay attention to what products we are using to take care of our skin. A lot of times where these sensational burns happen are usually like around the nose area, since I know we tend to scrub that area a lot often. Many times the cheek area, since the cheeks sometimes are kind of a hard spot for the body or the skin to protect, especially if you have combination skin, primarily dry combination skin, but even just combination skin in general. We also might feel it in the chin and the forehead area, but I would say that these areas right here are usually the main areas of where people feel those stinging sensations. So now, since that might be the biggest issue in this case of being sensitive, since most people would say that they're sensitive, but they really aren't classified as being sensitive on a scientific scale, as we mentioned earlier in the video, we need to know how to heal your skin. And my biggest thing, if you've ever watched my videos on this channel at all, my biggest deal is getting your skin hydrated. Hydrate your skin, hydrate your skin, hydrate. hydration, hydration, hydration. That's my biggest push because most people's skin is dehydrated, and if and when they have damaged their skin, hydrating their skin will help allow the body and the skin to heal so much faster. That's another reason why if you got a cut or a scrape, you might use things like Neosporin or something. It helps lock in the water in the skin and while also giving it some of the nutrition that it needs to help heal the skin. But it's really locking and keeping that skin moist because your skin uses water to transport important ingredients to help heal the skin. So hydrating your skin is extremely, extremely important. And when your skin is properly hydrated, it acts differently, it responds differently, it looks better, it's just healthier, it has a glow. You'll notice signs of maybe some fine lines and stuff starting to just kind of disappear a little bit because they're no longer dry. If you've ever noticed the difference between a grape and a raisin, you'll see the huge differences between the two, that the reason one looks younger than the other is because it is really just the water in it versus the lack of water in the other. And so putting hydration in the skin will help reduce even signs of aging as well. Now, if you ever look at sensitive skincare products, they usually have things with soothing and healing ingredients like aloe vera, burdock, azulene, allotonin, chamomile, green tea, and licorice, which will also be very hydrating ingredients as well. So that kind of helps prove and show that a lot of times when it comes to sensitive or reactive skin, it really is about having to heal and hydrate the skin a lot. And that really helps to just soothe and calm down the skin and be willing and able to work with your skin without having any kind of negative responses to it. So don't forget, I do have that video on how to properly hydrate your skin, and I also have that quiz down below for you to take for you to understand about your skin type and how to take care of it. So thank you again for seeing me here at Contour Image, and just remember to stay beautiful for life.